Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfripi and Today FM rocks here in Tabwa.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
In the news tonight, 5 escapees bring investigation of remand officers. Probe into cause of brewery fire continues. And Biman insists no coalition talks were held before election.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sithiven Ngilio has expressed his disappointment over 25 officers who were responsible for escort duties at the Suva courthouse yesterday. Their failure to fulfill their duties resulted in 5 remanded prisoners escaping from the cell block in the afternoon. Akusita Tale has more.
The hunt continues for Emosimbalen Rokanroka, Nico Talemaitonga, Maika Tovangone, Suliano Rokosuka and Jonathan Ingalova, who are on the run after escaping police custody yesterday. The police chief has labeled the incident unacceptable and will take disciplinary action against the officers involved. He has directed the Internal Affairs Unit to expedite a preliminary investigation into the escape. Gilliho says the investigation will look into the conduct and operations of the 25 police officers tasked with all aspects of escorting the 5 prisoners and preventing their escape. The 5 escapees, facing a variety of charges for their alleged involvement in separate aggravated robberies, are considered to be high risk. The Commissioner will review the preliminary findings of the Internal Affairs investigation before he makes a decision to interdict those responsible without pay. Meanwhile, Police Chief of Operations ACP Maretino Ngiolevu says the force is working around the clock to apprehend the escapees.
It is a sign that we may have missed out somewhere. Okay, there's been some sort of laxity, but we need to pick up the pieces and move forward.
The search continues for the 5 escapees, and anyone with information is requested to call Crime Stoppers on 919. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
The National Fire Authority says their investigation into the cause of the Paradise Beverages fire in Walubay, Suva yesterday will take a few days. The incident started around 2 p.m. and it took 75 firefighters more than 4 hours to keep the blaze from spreading to other parts of the building. Pranita Prakash reports.
Chief Fire Officer Yonilau Modeitai says it's too early to determine the cause of fire.
We haven't come up with any cause. And this will take time because we have to go through the whole building. Part of the building was the area of which the ignition had happened.
He adds the investigation will take some time.
Fire yesterday was a big building, so we have to go room by room. It will take a while, probably 2 or 3 days.
Meanwhile, Paradise Beverages Fiji General Manager Mike Spencer says the damage to the brewery is minor.
We had permission a few hours ago from the fire authority to put the power back on, and as soon as we got that permission, we've been looked at our equipment, and damage is pretty minor. We've still got a full warehouse, so we don't expect any shortages of beer, and we're really hopeful that we will be back in full production in the next day or 2.
He adds they have lost the whole administration building and will be moving to another site in the next 24 hours. Spencer adds business will resume as normal from 8 a.m. tomorrow. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Minister for Employment Parveen Kumar says he sticks to his statement made in Parliament regarding the National Federation Party. Kumar claims that NFP and SEDELPA had started talking about possible coalition before the 2018 general election. Catherine Krishna reports.
After calling out NFP leader Professor Biman Prasad to reveal the truth about him working with SEDELPA, Employment Minister Parveen Bala has maintained his stand.
I stand by what I said, and I just want Honorable Prasad to deny or accept what I've said in Parliament. That's it.
However, Prasad says NFP and SEDELPA never spoke about any coalition, and Kumar's claims are not true.
Those are lies that the Fiji First Party was telling the people of this country during the election campaign, and that brought those lies into Parliament.
Kumar claims both NFP and SEDELPA are still hiding under the carpet and not telling their supporters the truth. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
The government has so far collected $250 million from the Service Turnover Tax and Environment and Climate Adaptation Levy. Revealing this in Parliament, Tourism Minister Pramila Kumar said this particular fund is directed towards climate adaptation programs, so the tourism sector is sustainable. Anna Ravula reports.
New to the ministerial position, Tourism Minister Pramila Kumar will continue building on what her predecessors have done.
I intend to continue building on the impressive and considerable achievements of my predecessors in order to increase investments, growth of Fijian economy and create the jobs that we all know are needed, especially for our young people.
Being one of the 10 female parliamentarians, Kumar says that figure calls for a celebration.
This is the best representation of women in parliament at any point in time in Fijian history. And more importantly, we have a distinguished lady as the Speaker of the House.
The minister is determined to ensure more Fijians benefit from the country's economic growth. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Opposition MP Dr. Tonio Lalambalavu, in his maiden speech today, called on all parliamentarians to work together to address challenges in the health sector and other areas for the benefit of all Fijians. It was a sentiment shared by his father, Ntuivakau Ratanaingama Lalambalavu, who also spoke in Parliament. Maggie Boyle reports.
The new MP directs about the issues he sees embattling the health sector.
Highest NCD cases in the Pacific, mainly diabetes. Paucity of medical supplies. Poor state of health and medical care service in rural and remote areas.
Commending the appointment of Doctor as the new Minister for Health, Dr. Lalambalavu is hopeful that opposition's suggestions will be considered.
Revival and empowerment of the primary preventable healthcare measures at the grassroots level. Devising a national plan of action, implementing the same at all levels to curb and control NCDs.
His father, Ratanaingama Lalambalavu, meanwhile agrees that a united front is the best way forward.
And let us begin in this House to recognize the benefits of adopting a bipartisan approach for the benefit of our Fiji. Madam Speaker, I believe we fundamentally need a change to a government that is more consultative.
The father and son duo are a first for Fiji's records, having successfully contested the general election for the Social Democratic Liberal Party. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The police chief of operations was in Lautoka today to launch Operation Yandra Yandravi ahead of the festive season. ACP Martino Ngiolevu says it will focus on traffic to ensure there are no road fatalities next month, and their second focus will be on drugs. Akusita Tale reports.
Highway officers in the West have been sternly reminded to be alert as a dedicated team has been tasked to assist them to ensure a high level of police visibility on our roads.
We are a dedicated team of about 70, okay? And we are going to focus on traffic operations for the whole of this month. Okay? So which means we need to be visible on our hotspots, on our red spots.
70 lives were lost on Fiji roads last year, and ACP Martino Ngiolevu says 65 lives have been lost to date, and it should stop there. He also revealed that with the Western Division being a major area of concern, officers must be vigilant along the Queen's Highway between Singatoka and Nadi.
And if we need visibility, then let us be visible up there. Okay? And if we need to be standing on the road, or if we have to do foot patrol, then we have to do it. Otherwise, okay, we will be just like what we are doing at the moment, enjoying in our aircon vehicles.
8 people died on our roads last December, and all efforts are being made to avoid holiday season fatalities this year. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Still to come, Nadi Lautoka residents await clean water while system flushed. And regional efforts underway to stop violence against women and children. Details after the break.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk magrong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Gua na tumeli, ako na tao no hingatoka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Na vengo fani na tau nyongo singatoka kita ndo tali taka na Bula FM namba 2 na sere.
Bula FM namba 2 na sere.
No time frame has been set by the Water Authority of Fiji on when the residents of Nadi and Lautoka will get clean water. Those living in the two areas have been unable to drink the discoloured water in their taps for more than 3 weeks now. Felipe Naikaso has more.
This is the quality of drinking water residents of Lautoka and Nadi have been receiving for almost a month now, and they are now questioning the Water Authority on when this problem will be fixed.
Yes, the issue has been going on for too long. And I think we've been spending a lot of money on bottled water, and I think the Water Authority of Fiji should examine the issue.
When we turn on the taps, the water looks yellow and we are scared to drink it. And it has been the case for the past few weeks. What we are doing now is just buying bottled water.
For other residents, they have no other option but to find alternatives.
The water's been very dirty. It's been past almost like 3 weeks, yeah. Water's been really dirty and we have to buy water and all.
Ever since the water was dirty, my family have been buying bottled water and also boiling water for kids.
In a statement, the Water Authority of Fiji said the discoloured water is due to an increase of iron and magnesium in water sourced from the Vaturu Dam and treated at the Ngando treatment plant. They say sudden changes in climatic conditions have resulted in low levels of dissolved oxygen in water at the dam. The Water Authority of Fiji says they're also trying to flush out all washout valves and fire hydrants to remove all discoloured water. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
The European Union, Australian Government, United Nations and 2 of the regional organisations formed a partnership to coordinate the region's largest single project to end violence against women and girls in the Pacific. The $46.72 million program will build on the decades of work by civil society and governments to address the issue. Kritika Kumar reports.
In the Pacific region, up to 2 in every 3 women are affected by domestic and gender-based violence.
Research indicates that the cost of violence against women could amount to around 2% of the global gross domestic product, which is about $1.5 trillion.
The Pacific Partnership aims to ensure victims have access to quality response services.
Violence against women and girls has dramatic and lifelong consequences. The victims, the families, and the whole of the societies.
The Regional Director for UN Women Asia Pacific says the partnership will have a positive result on current and future generations of Pacific leaders.
To provide a model for the rest of the world for how survivors of violence can be supported, how we can stop violence before it starts, and ultimately how levels of violence can be reduced.
The European Union is strongly committed to empowering women and the elimination of all forms of violence against women and girls around the world. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Around 200 women artisans from Vakanrove, Mbo and Maduata are taking part in the 2-day Northern Craft Show. Of these, 140 women will be chosen to represent Vanua Level at the National Women's Expo in May next year. Eleanor Turangaiviu reports.
New and emerging artisans are gracing craft shows every year. For 40-year-old Maria Sofia, she was invited to be part of the craft show due to her unique flower vase designs.
I have been doing this for just 5 months now. I first saw the design at an agriculture show in Lambasa and was interested in it. I searched it on Google and that's how I knew how to do it.
Sofia is among the 200 women artisans from around Vanua Level who are showcasing their handiwork with the hope that they get chosen to display their craft at the National Women's Expo in May next year.
I see that these craft shows are very beneficial to us. Not only do we come and learn new things, we also get to secure new markets for our products.
Activities today include the judging of handicraft items, a fashion show, displaying contemporary and traditional clothing, and a financial literacy training for the women.
This is a perfect time to continue advocating the importance of becoming financially literate, enabling you to make informed decisions and of course to become financially independent.
77 licensed artisans and 63 emerging artisans, including 5 chosen from the fashion show, will represent the Kaunrabe Mbo and Maduata at the National Women's Expo. Eleanor Turangaiviu, FBC News.
The Lomaiviti Festival has reached 20% of its funding target on the third day of the event. Organisers are confident they will hit the $500,000 target before the festival ends on Friday. Savarat Tambor reports.
Festival Committee Chair Josefa Sanganakete says the aim of the festival is to collect provincial levies and to showcase the culture and arts of Lomaiviti.
Provincial rates approved by the Provincial Council is only 75,000. So the balance goes towards the investments. We are looking at around about 500,000, $500,000. So from that $500,000, 75,000 goes towards the provincial rates for the operation of the Lomaiviti Provincial Office, and the balance for the investments of the tikina and the villages.
65-year-old Miriama Marama, who came all the way from Somosomo village in Ngau, says she counts herself lucky to be part of this festival since her crafts have been showcased.
I earned about $75 during the first day of this event, and I'm really happy and so fortunate to be part of this festival.
56-year-old Nathaniel Nambuto says the festival also draws the people of Lomaiviti together.
I'm happy to be here since I've met some of my family members who came all the way from the village, and I can say this is our Christmas and New Year celebration together.
The festival runs to Friday night, when it will be officially closed by the Lomaiviti Women's Group. Sabaira Tambua, FBC News.
In world news, heart-stopping footage has captured the moment a man's first-hand gliding experience took a dramatic turn and left his survival literally in his own hands. Coming up in sports later with Jamie, top teams qualify for the next round in Champions League, but Rachel joins you now with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Non-tertiary students will soon qualify for Young Entrepreneurship Scheme. And in growing Fiji, over 100 corporate farmers to benefit from road upgrade. Stay with us.
I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic.
Leading business tonight, the government is planning to extend the Young Entrepreneurship Scheme to Fijians who don't have any tertiary qualifications. Prime Minister Varengi Bainimarama says they will increase the age eligibility to 40 and increase the grant to $30,000. Bainimarama says the aim is to expose the younger generation's potential of owning a business. The PM is calling on businesses to place their bets on the abilities and talent of the youth, as they are the future of the country. The South Pacific Tourism Organization welcomes Ahmed Ali as its new tourism planning officer, as well as part of the Sustainable Tourism Development Division. Chief Executive Christopher Cocker says SPTO's scope of work in sustainable tourism development is expanded, and to support the evolving priorities, Sustainable Tourism Development Division was established in 2016. Cocker adds Ali is a welcome addition to the team. And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the stock market.
The Forex market noted key headlines for today. In Washington, U.S. house prices increased slowly in September compared to a year ago. The weaker price gains reflect a broader slowdown in the nation's housing market as higher mortgage rates weighed on sales. Meanwhile, in New Zealand, the Reserve Bank released their financial stability report. The report indicates that financial system risks have eased in New Zealand but remain high. Their slower mortgage lending growth and house price inflation have reduced risk. Tomorrow morning will be busy with some major U.S. economic releases. The annualized GDP numbers and core personal consumption expenditure are eagerly awaited, but most interesting will be the speech of Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. So we will wait and see how the market reacts tomorrow morning. And that's it from HFC Bank. Vinaka.
Thanks for the update, Sharon. On to the exchange rates as it was set this morning. The Fiji dollar was generally on the rise today against the US dollar, the Aussie dollar, the Kina, the euro and the Japanese yen. It slid slightly against the other currencies we cover. As for the commodities market, oil increased in price to close at $52 per barrel. Gold was down to close at $1,214 an ounce, and silver closed down at $14.15 an ounce. And in Green Fiji tonight, getting their goods to markets will be easier for more than 100 corporate farmers living along the Ngatewa west coast after the spot metalline upgrading currently underway by the Fiji Roads Authority. FRA contractors Fulton Hogan says approximately 15 different sections of the road are being upgraded. Fulton Hogan says now that Fiji is in its cyclone season, there will be more rain, and it has identified the frail spots where potholes open easily. Ngatewa West Coast Road serves 5 villages and a few corporate settlements. And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Babe expects tough challenge from pool stage. And date for Fiji Sports Awards confirmed. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The days of undermining minor teams on the World 7 Series are long gone, says Fiji Sevens coach Gareth Baber. Speaking to FBC Sports from Dubai, Baber has reiterated that teams improve every year and they can't afford to take anyone for granted when the Dubai Sevens kicks off on Friday. He adds that he is also well aware of the threat from other lower-ranked teams in their pool who have created upsets in the past.
Both Scotland and France have got notable game breakers in their team. They like to play with width and pace in the game, and they have some dangerous individual ball runners. So we're taking nothing for granted. We've worked obviously on our defence.
The New Zealand women's sevens team believe that winning the Dubai tournament this weekend will be even tougher after claiming the first series title. Former Fiji Rugby Union Chair and Opposition MP William Ngavoka has suggested Fiji stop spending big to host an annual Super Rugby game at home and redirect that funding towards the development of the Flying Fijians. However, the Fiji Sports Council has commented on Ngavoka's position, explaining that the funds allocated for the national side and for hosting a Super Rugby match comes from different ministries. Former Nanranga wing Alivereti Raka is likely to represent France in the 2019 Six Nations competition. The champion versus champion match between Lautoka and Ba this weekend is building up to be a cracker of a match. While the men in black have won the title a record 19 times, they'll have to upset an informed Blues side who may have won the title only twice, but will go in on the back of a tournament-winning weekend. Melitavanga reports.
Winning the Pacific Cup in Sydney last weekend was not the end of the road for Lautoka, as they have another mountain to conquer.
Ba is known to be the king of football in Fiji, and they are one of the best sides in the country. We respect them. I always respect Ba football and Ba team, and it will be a tough match, and I think they prepared well for CVC.
The side has been reminded to maintain consistency this weekend.
Prepared for the Pacific Cup, so we went there and we did the job. And yeah, we'll be back. In our mind, we'll be back for the CVC. So I think we'll bring the same motivation and the same game that we did in the Pacific Cup. We'll do it to this 2-game series.
Meanwhile, both the teams last met in the group matches of the Courts IDC, where Lautoka won 2-0. Lautoka plays Ba at 7:30 p.m. Friday, and the second match between the two will start at 3 p.m. on Sunday. Both matches will be played at Churchill Park. Melitavanga, FBC Sports.
And to the Champions League, Mario Mandzukic scored his third goal in as many games for Juventus as they beat Valencia to qualify for the last 16. Boxer Sebastian Singh believes he's ready to face Bowen Morgan in a welterweight title fight in Christchurch, New Zealand next month. The 24-year-old has also got reassurance from sponsor Inc. Mobile Fiji, who is also backing him to win. Singh, who is unbeaten locally, looks forward to getting his first overseas win.
The only way we'd lose this fight is if Bowen Morgan is ready to die. Because there's no way in the world I'm gonna let this one go. This is the defining moment of my career as a boxer. Because you know, since day one, this is what I've been working towards. You know, that big shot, and now that I've finally got that big shot, I'm gonna grab it by the neck and choke it.
The 2018 annual Fiji Sports Awards will be held in March next year at the FMF Gymnasium in Suva. Fiji Sports Council Chief Executive Lichana Lombuka says nomination forms will be sent out to all sporting bodies and they will also be made available on respective websites. There are 11 categories which include sportsman, sportswoman, youth male, youth female, coach, team, technical administrator, volunteer, photograph and organization of the year.
All those out there that want to nominate someone, nominate a team, nominate a sports organization, technical official, coach, manager, volunteer, you know, any of the 11 nominations, 11 categories, please go ahead and log on to the website to pull up the forms or email us and we'll be able to get forms out to you.
Known worldwide for their skills with a rugby ball in hand, the flying Fijians caused some chaos when they got their hands on a video camera while preparing for a test match 2 weeks ago. That's it from sports tonight. Kelly joins you with weather later on, and in new media, take a look at how Instagram can make or break a restaurant. Details after the break.
Narang golesenya, Obama kita kena kas, dorong bina kare, na radio Fijian, na Lomaiviti.
Ayaw benyana, dito barong na radio Fijian, na Lomaiviti, Hinatoka.
Guado ilaisa Hinatoka, rong bina na heramakawa ina radio Fijian Hinatoka.
Radio Fijian, na Lomaiviti.
In new media, one viral menu item can make a restaurant famous on Instagram and massively boost business. Here's how the app is changing the way we eat out. It's weather time now with Akosita.
The two words for the weather across the nation today were hot and humid. Mostly clear skies and bright sun drove temperatures up, hitting 33 in Ba to set the high for the day. In the Western Division, tourists arriving in advance of the holiday rush will have found conditions perfect for the beach, hot and sunny. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, more fine, sunny, very warm weather. And up in the Northern Division, the same, sunny, hot and humid. And at sea, moderate northeast winds, moderate seas. The next high tide is at 11:37 tonight, followed by low tide at 6:10 tomorrow morning. Sunrise will be at 6:21 a.m. And the outlook for tomorrow indicates we'll have fine weather early in the day, but there's a chance of afternoon showers, perhaps even a thunderstorm. And looking ahead to Friday, the heat continues. And that's it from the Weather World.
Thanks so much for that, Ako. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, should more speed cameras be installed on our highways?
There's been an increase in road accidents, and yes, we should have more cameras installed.
Yeah, sure, because we have so many careless drivers on the road, and yeah, we should have cameras on the highway.
I think more cameras should be installed.
Yeah, because there has been a lot of road accidents.
In In the world of the weird and wonderful, a huge crowd gathered at an ATM in Texas, America after it started handing out $100 bills due to a fault. And what's wonderful about it is that the bank had to let its customers keep the money. The main stories for tonight: 5 escapees bring investigation of remand officers. Probe into cause of brewery fire continues, and Biman insists no coalition talks were held before election. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. This week we're asking in our poll question, do you think John McKee has found his starting combination for next year's Rugby World Cup? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day, absolutely gorgeous one sent in by Joseva Narambe. Picture was captured at Malolo Island. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. The team and I stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ लुम्बुआ से। जैसे फ्रेंडी नॉर्थ मशहूर है, वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फिजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है, वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।